I'm Ellen from Melbourne Masterclasses, and in this video I'll be taking you through how I like to hold the violin in rest position and playing position, as well as the steps that I like to do when going from rest to playing position. But before we get started, I want you to pretend like today is opposites day, because everything that I'm doing here, using my right hand, left leg, anything that I do here is going to be the opposite to what you're going to do, okay? So I really need you to remember that all throughout this video. Are you ready? Let's start with rest position. Rest position is used when we are not playing our instruments. For instance, we could be listening to a teacher give us instructions during a rehearsal, or at the very start of a performance. We might all start in rest position before we start to play. So how that looks is this. The first thing we're going to do is to put our feet together like this. The next thing we need to do is to get our right hand. Can you give me a wave with your right hand? Now remember, it's opposite to mine. So your hand over here. Our right hand giving me a wave, and we're going to place the violin under our right arm, just like this. There's a couple of really important points to note here. We are placing the flat side of our instrument, your violin or your viola, the flat side of your instrument against your body, so closest to your body, and not the busy side of the instrument. You might ask why, and that's because if we're placing the busy side of our instrument against our body and squishing it in with our arm, we run the risk of pushing that really fragile bridge into our instrument, and nobody wants that. So, flat side of the instrument against our body under our right arm, and we place our arm over the chin rest and the tail piece. Here, we do not want to squish the bridge with our right arm, like that. Otherwise, we run into the same problem that we have if we place the busy side of the instrument against our body, okay? We don't want to squish that bridge. It's very important. So right arm placed over the tail piece and the chin rest. To get from rest position to playing position, I like to go through 6 steps to make sure that when we end up in playing position, we've got the violin or the viola in the right spot looking wonderful. So the first step is with our left hand. Can I have a wave? And remember, it's the opposite hand for you. With our left hand, we're going to reach under the violin or the viola and grab the instrument on the belly and give it a couple of taps, and then settle in a spot that you find really comfortable. With our feet, we're going to move from feet together to feet apart, and how we're going to do this is just like this. With your left leg, you're going to bring your heel up into the arch of the right foot. Then you are going to take half a step out, and with your right foot, the one that hasn't moved yet, you are going to turn it out ever so slightly. From here, we're just going to rock backwards and forth on our feet, making sure we're nice and balanced, nice and grounded, feeling very comfortable. For the next step, we're going to slowly raise our right arm, and as we do that, we're going to, with our left arm, bring the violin out in front of us just like that. From here, your right hand is free, so you're going to support the bottom or underneath the instrument, and we're going to turn so that the scroll ends up pointing towards the ground. From here, you're going to raise the instrument up a little bit higher, like the Statue of Liberty. Next, we're going to pretend like a plane is coming into land on our collarbone and our shoulder region. Notice how I did not turn my head at all to meet the plane as it was coming in to land on my collarbone. I remained looking forward without turning my head, just like that. The final step is that now we are going to turn our head slightly, so our nose is pointing straight at the scroll. And you should also notice that your nose and your scroll are pointing in the same direction as your left foot, the foot that's slightly in front of the other one. So we've got the nose pointing to the scroll, and I should be able to draw a big triangle from nose, left foot, scroll, joining all the 3 dots together. And that is your playing position. So how that looks with the bow. Rest position, we have the flat side of the instrument against our body, our right arm over the chin rest and the tail piece, our left arm relaxed by our side, and the bow hanging very gently from our right hand pointing towards the ground, just like that. Now moving from rest position to playing position, step 1, left hand, remember it's your opposite hand to me, reaching under the instrument, tap, 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 grab. Now step 2 comprises of 2 parts, the feet and bringing the instrument out in front of you. So first the feet, left heel up into the right arch, just like a ballet 3rd position. Don't quote me on that, I'm not a ballerina. Half a step out, and your right foot turning outwards ever so slightly. A couple of rocks backwards and forth, feeling nice and grounded. Also step 2, raising the right arm, bringing the instrument out in front of us. Now we can still use our right hand to help us rotate the instrument so that the scroll is pointing towards the ground. We just have to be extra careful that when we're doing that, we don't knock it into anything that might be close to us. The same as before, the instrument goes up like the Statue of Liberty. The plane comes into land on your collarbone. And the final step, the 6th step, is that you point your nose towards the scroll. If you would like some further information on anything that I've spoken about in this video, or an outline of the 6 steps from rest position to playing position, you will find a link to a printable guide in the description of this video. I'd also love to hear how you went with opposites day, so if you'd like to leave a comment below, please do. In the meantime, happy practicing. Oh no, this one.